Are you? Are you sure?
I'm
Okay.
Michele, Jerry's mommy.
What shirt would you like to wear today?
Jerry was born with open neural tube defect, which is called spinal bifida as well.
What did Daddy give you yesterday?
For fun.
The doctor told us that because of the water in his head, his IQ may be affected. And because of the absence of corpus callosum, there's no communication between the right and left brain, which means it's like a human veg. I wasn't going to give up when the doctor told me all that. At about 3 months, I started flashcards, and I just did what I could to stimulate him as best as I could.
Mommy, my hair's still wet.
Since he was about a few months when we realized that he could start moving, we started to teach him how to crawl.
What is this? Black house?
Jerry's older brother Ned loves to run. He can run like 10 rounds of the stadium, he's still not tired. And Jerry wants to catch up with Coco all the time. He calls his own crawling jogging.
Mommy,
Yeah.
I can't wait for my race.
Yeah, we're reaching.
Jerry has his moments when he sees other children running, but this boy doesn't really let things affect him that much. He crawls with whatever he has, and he just keep up with whoever he thinks he wants to play with. We actually tried many schools, but most of them turned us down after knowing what kind of condition he has. This year, finally we found a school who was willing to take him in after a 3-day trial with them. He was really happy there learning, and he was crawling around in the school. He was there for about 3 months before we take him out because his skin problem flared up. When we asked him what would you like as a Christmas present, and he said really the greatest present that we could give him was to get him back to school.
You good?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm quite excited about 2011 because this year we actually explored the quad stick for him to walk on, and we also saw kids' wheelchairs, and we might explore getting one tailor-made for him because he's always wanted to play basketball. And my friend, who is a coach, actually told me that, when Jerry's ready, let me know. I'll tailor a program specially for him. I think other than being physically challenged, Jerry is doing well.
Okay, then how you want your hair to be?
I feel my hair not wet and like flat.
Flat, ah?
So I'll be flat and slow.
I'm Oscar Wee, and I'm 17 years old. I was a troublemaker since Sec 1, notorious for fighting in school. 2 years ago, my school teacher, Mr. Gabriel, started a handball team for troublemakers like me. At first, we didn't like being claimed by our rivals and became very agitated. But Mr. Gabriel said that this is a contact sport and we have to get used to it, and also as a form to manage our anger. After only our second week of training, Mr. Graber brought us to a handball competition organized by NUS. I was spotted by Miss Mary Ang from the Singapore Handball Federation and played with them for many other competitions. Somewhere around April this year was the selection for the YLG men's handball team. It was a tough decision for me, as I failed my O-levels the previous year. And my mother was also against it, but she could see how well we get along after I started playing handball. I met people from all over the world at the YLG village, and this has made me open up, and now I make friends more easily. My coach for the YLG said that we are role models for young Singaporeans. Whatever we do, we have to lead by example. So nowadays, I just ignore those gangsters who provoke me. In 2011, I hope that everything will be smoother for me in terms of my studies.
我叫方进来，我今年59岁，我15岁我就自己驾船了。以前我们的船是在那个工人去做工啊，货运工人啊，还有船员啊，还有送饭给他们哦。洪德码头是人上下而已，跟拿一点小行李这样啊，在洪德码头。真正下货是在那个 BSA 的1号门、2号门跟3号门跟这个 river。富尔登是以前的那个邮政局，后来我们做登记也是在这边的，我们考船也是在富尔登。这个受保留，现在不是换成那个什么，不懂是5星还是6星级的 hotel 了。我小时候这个 Esplanade 这个金大城这边都是海来的，本来是在里面的，我们移出来的嘛。以前我们的那个 IR 这边是一个防浪堤，这 IR 这个地全部是填起来的，本来全部是海的，全部是填海的了。今年是2010年了，现在的那个新加坡 river 啊，哇，太干净了啦。网上那个灯光哦，每一座桥里面呢，现在就有装那个什么 LED light 啊，那每一座桥的那个灯光都不一样，有可以变颜色的。我明年的盼望是，好像现在根本我们做到这样漂亮了哦，整个新加坡河。那么旅游局也在打广告了，希望啊那个世界各国呢会来到新加坡哦，参观我们的新加坡河。他们如果来到新加坡，没有来我们新加坡河啊，好像不算来到新加坡这样的。
My name is Vincent Yeow. I'm a plastic surgeon, and I'm also a co-founder of Operation Smile Singapore, which is a charitable organization that provides free surgery for children in Asia. I've been doing this volunteer work for many years, since '95 actually. Many people ask me, why do I do this? And I always tell them I'm paying for all my sins. But the truth of the matter is, it is something you need to experience for yourself.
We need to let them know that they don't need a pallet setup.
When you go as a big group to a place where you don't know, or you've never been, and you make new friends, you see somebody else's culture, you exchange ideas, you're able to change the lives of not just the children, but the families. And that's why when people go on missions with us, they always come back. The doctors cannot work without the nurses. The nurses cannot work without the people who handle our records. And the medical records people cannot work without the documentation. Nobody can work without equipment, and the people that manage our equipment, who transport our equipment and our consumables in and out. And lastly, nobody goes if nobody provides the funding and the connections. So everybody contributes equally in this endeavor. We've been in Indonesia, Uzbekistan, Cambodia, Vietnam, Philippines, Laos in the previous years. This year was significant for the fact that we opened 2 new countries. Bangladesh is one, which we opened in January, and Myanmar is the other, which we opened in October. With Myanmar, we integrated so well with our hosts, with our sponsors. They took us out to the market, their factory. In our farewell dinner, we all got dressed up in the local dress, and we had a great final dinner with our hosts. In fact, we've had one of them come on the next mission. What are our aims, our hopes for 2011? Hopefully more money, so we can carry on doing what we do, more volunteers, and the possibility of going to new countries.